water will start to basically clog over the soil. Getting it now? So hence that will also be leading to flood, right? So there were several factors that can be causing the flood. So one of them is deforestation also. Did you understood this thing? How deforestation is also one of the leading cause of flood? Yes. Yes, Abu.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Haha.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Please do respond in time. Yeah. And again, there was one more thing. You know that the type of soil also varies from one place to another. Right now, because you get to see that there are some soil which has got high rate of percolation. Right now, some soil absorbs more water, some soil absorbs lesser water. For example, if I were to talk about sandy soil, or if you were to have loamy or clayey soil, you have loamy soil or clay soil. These are different types of soils. Okay. So I get to see that loamy soil or the clay soil, they are good absorbers of water. Right now, they are good absorbers of water, while sandy soils are not good absorbers of water. Right. So thereby, if the type of soil present in a given area is either loamy or clay soil, that will be absorbing good amount of water, so that will also reduce the chances of flood. So soil condition is also very important factor here. So hope that is clear. Okay. Then we did talked about draft also. Huh? So what is draft, and um, what were the consequences of draft? First question to you is that what is draft basically? Draft हम किसे कहते हैं? And the reasons of it, are basically factors responsible for causing draft, and what are the consequences. Yes, let's quickly do these things, then we'll be moving ahead. Yes, Abu, start. What do you mean by draft? Yes.
Dry land.
Mhm.
Place where the uh, uh, the land has become dry.
Hmm. Okay, the land has basically become dry. Okay. Huh, so that can also be said here. Basically, draft is, we get to see that it is a condition where there is no rainfall, okay, in that area for a very prolonged period of time, right? So एक given area में बहुत ही लंबे समय से बारिश नहीं होती है. In a given area, there is no rainfall for a very long period of time. So hence, this will lead to uh, a drier condition, right? And the land will dry. The water vapor in the land will start evaporating. The vegetation will start to vanish from that area. The animal life will be impacted. Human life will also be impacted. And then we get to see that the humans that will be living there, their businesses will also be disrupted. Farmers will have to switch to other ways of earning, other means of earning. So they are. This is basically what a draft basically means. All right now. So if it does not rain, for example, for a year or more than a year at a given place, so soil will be losing all the water due to evaporation, and hence it will become dry. Right? Plants will also be losing water. Why? The process of transpiration, plants भी water lose करेंगे. All the water bodies in that area will start start to dry due to the scorching heat of the sun. Right? So that is the thing. Hope you are getting it. Also, I get to see now कि अर्थ पे मैं देखता हूँ कि the geographical features of the land surface is not equal everywhere. Geographical features की अगर हम पे बात करते हैं, it is not equal also. It is not equal everywhere. कहीं पर हमें land plains lands देखने को मिलते हैं. Somewhere the plateau region is found. Somewhere it is mountainous region. Right now. So also I get to see that ये हमारा equator है. You understand what is equator? The imaginary line that is running in middle of the earth. ये 0 डिग्री के ऊपर रन करता है, that is called as equator. ये सब that is equator. And equator के ऊपर, above the equator, sun's rays are falling vertically. They are falling vertically over the equator right now. So that is one of the factor why the countries that are near to the equator are more warmer than the countries that are away from the equator. Okay, now all right, the next thing I get to see that see, there are geographical features of lands are also varying from one place to another. Geographical feature varies. It is not equal everywhere. For example, take example of India. Take example of India, or either take example of Saudi Arab. Right now, so equator passes from the Saudi Arab as well, right? And also, I get to see that the condition the condition there in the Saudi Arab is very different. Uh, Saudi Arabia has a very warm, dry desert, and the temperature is most of the time very high. In most of the part of the Saudi Arab, the temperature is very high, right? But then I get to see like the south of the Saudi Arabia has got moderate temperature, while the north has got more extreme temperature, right now. And the level of rainfall, the precipitation throughout the country is very low. Almost it amounts to 65 millimeter. At Jeddah alone, you will see at Jeddah the average annual rainfall is only 65 millimeter. Right now, in Riyadh, you get to see it's like 75 millimeter of rainfall is there in Riyadh, like that. Okay, now. So that is the thing. Also, I get to see that the Antarctica region or the Arctic region. So they are having very cold temperature, minus 30 degrees Celsius, minus 40 degrees Celsius. Temperature can go as low as that. Why is it so? Because these are not exposed to the direct sunlight. Now, the countries that are near to the equator, इनके ऊपर direct sunlight पड़ रहा है. Okay, vertical sun's rays are vertical over them, while here sun's rays are like this. So you can clearly see कि sun's rays को ज़्यादा travel करना पड़ रहा है. So hence it loses some of the energy while it is traveling a longer distance. So hence this region is colder, this region is warmer. Are you able to get this? What I'm trying to say you? Yeah. Yes, Abu. Hope it is not going overhead. Hello. Yes, Abu.
Yeah.
You getting it? What I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, why certain places are having a desert like deserts? Why certain places are desert and why certain places are not desert? Okay, now. So that is the thing. So moving on now, we are going to talk about what are the ways in which we can preserve the water. Also, one more thing was there. कि factors causing drought. इसके बारे में हमने बात नहीं की. हाँ, list down the factors quickly. Yeah, Abu, what are the factors that are responsible for drought?
Uh,
Hmm,
no rain.
okay,
No rain.
right? No rain.
Um, like in need of water. Dehydrated surface.
Now, if we are talking about factors, what leads to draft like condition? First condition is there is no rainfall. That is the thing. Okay, now what other factors like transpiration, loss of water by plants via ट्रांसपिरेशन. सो जिन भी मेथड से वाटर का लॉस होगा उन मेथड्स को हम फैक्टर्स ऑफ ड्राफ्ट कहेंगे. ओके ना. देन आल्सो ड्राइंग अप ऑफ water bodies in that area, right? So these are the factors that will be leading to draft like conditions. So hope that is clear to you. Consequences are what? Now the land is no more suitable for cropping, right now. So hence farming is disturbed. Farming cannot be done on that land now. So if farming is not being done, so hence there is no food. Farming is not possible anymore. So if that is not possible, hence it means there is no food. No food for humans and no food for animals also. Basically animals के लिए हमें fodder चाहिए होता है. Fodder is basically the leftover crop that is given to the animals to eat. So that is not there. So if there is no availability of food and there's no availability of fodder, hence in this condition, there will be loss of life for humans and animals also. So they will be now moving out to other places. Right. So hope that is clear. Okay, now talking about water conservation. So you know that it is very important that water should be used in a very careful manner. And we should take care that water should not be getting wasted. Why? Because I know that the amount of fresh water that is accessible to human is very less right now. It is very less. Okay. So say that this circle denotes the amount of fresh water. अगर ये circle एक fresh water denote करता है, this pie chart. So only this much of fresh water, we have access to just this much of fresh water. This is the fresh water. And this is the amount of fresh water we have access to. That is accessible fresh water. So now we understand the importance of the fresh water. Like even I know that only 3% is fresh water. Like अगर मैं earth की बात करता हूँ, so I get to know that 97% is on the earth's surface. What is the nature of 97% of water? Yes, Abu. On the earth's surface, 97% of water is
Salty water.
salty water, that is saline in nature. And hence 3% is only fresh water, right? In 3% में भी हमारे पास एक slight fraction है जो हमारे पास available है, right? Which is accessible to us. So hence thereby it becomes very important to conserve the water. Now water conservation means what? Does it mean to stop using water? Yeah. Is that what it means? Conservation what does it mean? Conservation means protection. The word conservation means protection. Protection of the natural world, basically. Not allowing something to get wasted right now. So that is what basically a conservation means. Protection, not allowing something to be wasted. So that is basically the meaning of conservation. So in terms of water, we say that we basically attempt at avoiding the wastage of water. Getting it now? So that is the concept of conservation of water. And there are different ways in which water can be conserved. And why we are doing this? Why conservation of water is necessary? Because we know that water is a very, although It is available in abundant amount, but only a tiny fraction of water is fresh water, which is fit for human and animal consumption. So hence it becomes extremely important. Also, we need to preserve water for the upcoming generation as well, so that they don't run out of water right now. So there are several ways in which we can be conserving water at a home level, or at a community level also. We can adopt measures in order to avoid the loss of water. For example, like whenever the water tank in the house is completely filled, we should make sure to turn the motor off, rather than having a rather than using a pipe to wash the car or the bikes. We could instead use water from a bucket, right? Rather than having a shower, okay, we could take a bath using a bucket. That will waste less amount of water right now. Or like if someone is basically washing the teeth, right now brushing the teeth, so thereby one should not let the tap on. One should close the tap. Or basically it's a good thing to basically have a mug, fill the mug with water, and then use it to brush the teeth. So that is a better thing. Okay, now, so at a individual level also we can adopt means and measures, and at a community level also right now. Also, if there are any pipes at homes, one should find it and then repair it. Use a water efficient flush toilet where less water is used. Take a quick shower, or either basically take a bucket, fill it with water, and then use it to shower. Right, convert to water and energy saving faucets. Right, so some faucets there it continue leaks, water continue leaks from it. So one should have such tap which does not leak. So these are some very general things. Use energy efficient washing machine right now. Then water plants during the coolest part of the day. Why should we water plant during the coolest part of the day? What is the logic behind this? Yes, Abu. What is the logic behind this thing? Like why one should water the plant during the coolest part of the day? Hello.
What?
Why one should water the plants during the coolest part of day? Basically either in the morning or in the evening.
Evening.
Either in the morning or either in the evening. Why? But why? Mhm.
Because the water would get evaporated.
Exactly. That is a simple reason. Right now. So conservation of water we were talking. So water conservation is basically a practice of using water in an efficient manner, using water efficiently, okay, to reduce water wastage. Reduce water wastage, right? So that is basically the concept of it. And there are different ways in which we can conserve the water. So some methods of water conservation. So you can quote these examples right now. You can quote these examples. These are basically some of the tips on water conservation. So hope that is clear, and that was a basically simple thing, right? Okay, now you know that we could be we can do rainwater. We can do conservation of water at homes also, right? For example, you have the rainwater harvesting. Yeah. So rainwater harvesting is what? In rainwater, at the roof, at the roof of the houses now. Basically, rainwater is collected, and then via a pipe, it is stored in in rain tanks that is inside the ground. And from that same tank, I can take out water to irrigate my lawn. to irrigate the crops or to irrigate the garden, right? So basically, rainwater harvesting means what? So rainwater harvesting is simply the activity where you collect the rainwater, right? The ways of collecting rainwater could differ from one house to another, right? If the roof of the house is like this, so basically here the water will be collected, and via a pipe now it will be basically stored in underground tanks, right? Now so via a pipe I will be storing it underground tanks. Now see, there are several benefits of rainwater harvesting, right? For example, in those areas where there is scarcity of water, जहाँ पर water की कमी है, so I can store a good amount of water in this tank and I can use it later when there will be lesser availability of water, right? For example, in states like in Kerala or in Mizoram, here in India, in these states, you get to see that almost during the whole year, people will be, whenever there is rainfall in those areas, people will be storing water in underground tanks, right? So they will be collecting the rainwater, okay, and then they will be using it for major part of the year. Getting it now? So wherever in whichever part of the world there is a scarcity of rain, there is a scarcity of water, so it's a better thing to do rainwater harvesting, okay, where we can basically collect the water over your roof and then store it into the ground, right? Okay, that is one thing. Also, for example, even where there is a good availability of water, there also people should practice rainwater harvesting. You know why? Because rainwater harvesting, if I were to make holes in this tank, if I were to make holes in this tank now, so then what will happen? The water that will be collected in this tank, it will start to percolate into the soil. From here, it will start to percolate in the soil. And then later on, this will reach the groundwater. This will reach the groundwater. Hence, it will be recharging the groundwater also. So these are the benefits of rainwater harvesting, and in short, that is the concept. Did you got the simple thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you understood from this? Yes, Subbu.
Why the like
Mhm.
uh, collecting the rain?
Hmm. Basically collecting the rainwater and then storing it. Huh? Normally people do what? Normally they allow the rainwater to run in the drain, right now. But rather than doing that, if we were to store it and then prevent it from running off, that is rainwater harvesting. Okay. So rainwater harvesting is this: the practice of collecting and storing rainwater rather than allowing it to run off. Run off means basically let it to flow in the drain, or basically let it to flow anywhere, right? So the practice of collecting and storing rainwater rather than allowing it to run off is called rainwater harvesting. The method involves this. This is the method. So the method basically involves that you have a roof-like surface, okay, and on that roof, basically you will be storing the water, and via the pipes, it will be go under in the in-ground tanks, in-ground rain tanks, and those tanks, the water that is stored in it now, it can be used for either gardening purposes, it can be used for washing, for drinking as well, but after purifying it, right? So for a variety of purpose, it can be used. So hope that is clear. Now the thing is, what are advantages of it? Moments ago, we did talk about like what are the advantages of rainfall harvesting. So there are several advantages. huh? Like it decreases the demand of water. We will be talking both advantages and disadvantages also. So first, talking about the advantages. Setting up a rainwater harvesting system is very cheaper. It's a very cheaper thing, right? So it takes a very less cost to install a rainwater harvesting plant. Even you, even I can install a rainwater harvesting plant at our house, right? Second thing is that second thing about advantages is that now the electricity bill will be reduced now, right, Abu? So helps in reducing electricity bill, because now you don't have to uh, now you don't have to uh, rely upon the water being drawn from the groundwater by the help of electric motor every time, because you will be having sufficient amount of water stored in the in-ground rain tank, right? And in those areas where there is a high demand of water, so there it decreases the demand of water, decreases demand of water. Can you suggest some more advantages? What are some more advantages of it, Yabu? Hello. You might have seen that many times now people will be lining up after a water tank. बहुत सारी जगहों पे हमें देखने को मिलता है. People will basically they will be getting up early in the morning, and then they will be having the water buckets, and then they will be in a long line to get some amount of water to do their daily works, to do their daily chores. uh, Continue, you were saying something.
So you said like what are more advantages? So I said that like it will be like uh,
Yeah. Think of some of the advantages.
like you can save more water.
We can save more water. Exactly. Rainwater harvesting, it conserves water. Good. Okay. Also, it conserves energy also. Energy भी कम use होगा. Now you don't now one does not have to every time turn on the electric motor in order to get the water. He could simply get the water stored in the tank. So it conserves energy also, no? All right, no? Also, it will now, you know what? It will now improve the quantity of groundwater also, right? Because earlier you were primarily people were primarily dependent upon the groundwater for their for different purposes, for drinking, for cooking, for washing, etc. But now they will be having stored water in a small tanks, so from there also they can take. So now groundwater will have sufficient time to recharge itself. अब groundwater recharge होगा, so it will improve the quantity of groundwater also. Getting it now? Also, installing a rainwater harvesting plant at a home is very simple. It's a very simple mechanism, as you can see. Just you need a pipe, you need a groundwater tank. Getting it now? So this is a very simple technique. So installation is very simple and cheap as well. Right now. So the technology is Very simple. It is easy to install, and in fact, it is easy to operate also. Huh? Is there any electricity involved in it? Obviously, no. Getting this thing or not? Okay. Now, what are some disadvantages of installing a rainwater harvesting plant? First of all, like there will be some maintenance cost. It has to be regularly maintained. If the pipe is broken, if the tank is broken, right now. So like that, there are some small maintenance work. So maintenance is required. You also suggest some of the added disadvantages of it. What do you think? What could be some other disadvantages? Like normally, a person like me or you can't basically install this. It will be requiring some technical skills for installation. Hmm? Yes. Or for example, if it is not installed properly. So if this is not installed properly, and let's say the water is open right now, or somewhere the pipe is open, so it will attract mosquitoes now. This will attract mosquitoes, and due to that, there will be diseases, that will be waterborne disease. Waterborne disease, right now. Also, one of the disadvantages of the rainwater harvesting plant is that suppose now, like if there is too much of rainfall, and this in-ground rain tank has got a capacity to a given amount of water only. Suppose this can store, let's say, only 5,000 liter of water. ठीक है अबू? And now let's say the water that accumulated in total over the roof is, let's say ki, it is now 6,000 or let's say 8,000 of liter of rainfall, let's say, accumulated over it. So the 5,000 liter will be going in this tank. What would happen to the rest 3,000? Huh? It will basically flood over the roof now. Getting this thing or not?
Yes.
So maintenance is required. Okay, requires technical skill for installation. Okay, third thing, heavy rainfall could cause problem. Heavy rainfall can cause problems. One more thing we did talk, that if improper installation will cause waterborne disease. You understand what do we mean by waterborne disease? Like diseases that are caused due to water, meaning that basically the mosquitoes breed over the water, hence due to water the disease will be spread. So hope you got this thing. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay then. So that is it. That's it in the chapter. Okay. So we did talked about different things in the chapter. We did talked about the amount of the distribution of water on Earth right now. So that thing we also studied. We did talked about like the three states of water, right? For example, in order to convert from a liquid state to solid state, what do? We reduce the temperature. Getting it now? We basically cool it, and then from solid to gaseous state. What do we do then in order to convert from solid to gaseous state? Have you seen like a solid directly getting converted into gaseous state? Yes. Normally, we all know that conversion of water takes place from ice to water, and then from water it converts into water vapor, right? So that is the thing. But then I get to see like there are some materials in the nature that does not converts into the liquid state, but it basically starts to evaporate. For example, have you seen phenolphthalein ball? You might have seen white balls. Okay. Many times people keep that white ball that is called as naphthalene ball. They put it under the clothes in order to keep the clothes away from bugs, from insects. That is a phenolphthalein ball. And the phenolphthalein ball, it is in solid state, and I get to see that it does not convert into liquid state. It directly evaporates. It directly goes into the gaseous state. So, anyways, so that was an interesting thing I thought you should know of. Okay. So basically the chapter finishes here. If you have got any question, please do let me know. Or else I will be asking some questions. Any confusion in transpiration? Yes. Yes, Abu. Transpiration, that is clear. Condensation, is that clear? Water cycle,
Yes, sir.
that is clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Do tell me, like, how do we increase the rate of transpiration in plants? What are the factors that increases the rate of transpiration in plant? Say, for example, you have a potted plant here. Say this is a plant here. And in order to increase the rate of transpiration, should I put it in shade? Should I place a fan near to it? Yeah. Or should I, let's say, place it in a dark room? Yeah. Or should I stop watering? What should I do if I want to increase the rate of transpiration in this given plant? Yes, Subbu, what should I do if I want to increase the rate of transpiration here?
What, sir?
अगर मुझे इस प्लांट में ट्रांसपिरेशन के रेट को इंक्रीज करना है, if I want to increase the rate of transpiration in this plant, should I put it in a shade? Should I place a fan near to it? Should I place it in a dark room, or should I stop watering the plant? Yes. Yeah. Any idea? What should we do?
No, sir.
No idea. Look, look. When you will put it near a fan. So जब आप fan के near रखेंगे इसे, so thereby the rate of transpiration will increase. You know why? Because you get to see that when you fan something, say there's a wet surface, or for example, if you were to see that if you were to put clothes to dry in a windy condition, so thereby the clothes will dry very quickly. Right now, why is it so? Because the winds increases the rate of evaporation. Same thing happens in this plant as well. The winds will increase the rate of evaporation of water. That is a transpiration in a case of plants. Okay, now so hope that is clear. Okay, it's time to attempt some questions. Yeah, see question number one. Yeah, yeah. Look at question number one.
A.
A. Good. Next question. Yes.
C.
That is C. Next question. Yes. Excessive rain causes what?
Flood.
Flood. The main source of water is. Yes. Yes, Abu. Next question. The
D.
main source of water is D. No. Here it is basically talking about water. What is the main source of water? How come it be rain? Sources of water could be, it could be rainwater, it could be underground water, it could be lake, it could be rivers, it could be pond, it could be seas, it could be oceans, it could be anything. It's not like कि fresh water की बात हो रही है या फिर saline water की बात हो रही है, right now. So in a general way it is being asked here. So then think which answer should be correct. Think carefully. For that purpose, you need to understand about sea and ocean. Lake is a very small source of water. Main source of water की जब हम बात करते हैं, it means where maximum amount of water is available. Okay, no? Where maximum amount of water is available. Okay. So talking about the lake, talking about the ocean, talking about the sea, and talking about the rain. So lake and the rain, they are out of discussion because as compared to ocean and seas, they provide with very lesser amount of water. Most of the water on earth is stored in oceans and then after seas. So obviously oceans are bigger water bodies as compared to sea. So the main source of water is oceans. That is oceans. Getting it now. And sea is basically a smaller body than the ocean. Seas are smaller than the oceans, right? And seas are basically located where the land and the water body meets. Where the land and the ocean meets, there seas are found. All right, no. Did you understood this thing? Like what is sea and what is ocean?
Yeah.
Okay. See next question.
22nd March.
22nd March. Next.
A.
Essence of life. The solid form of water is simply ice, obviously, right? Next question. Yes, Abu. Question number 8. What is the answer of this one? I suppose you are again having network issues, Abu. Hmm? Yes, Abu. Am I not audible?
Carbon cycle.
The circulation of water between ocean and land. How come that be carbon cycle? How come that be carbon cycle? That is obviously what? Water cycle, no? Huh? Understand this thing. In the water cycle that we studied, what did we discuss there? We discuss here that basically the cycle of water taking place here. It is being evaporated from the water bodies, from the vegetation. It goes up high in the air. Water droplets accumulates to form clouds, and when the temperature drops, it leads to rainfall. So thereby, there is a circulation of water between the ocean body and the land surfaces. Maximum of the evaporation is taken from the oceans, from the seas. So there's a circulation of water between the water body and between the land now. So that is a simple thing. How can carbon cycle be the answer of this? Huh? So water cycle is the correct one. Next question. When ice water is poured into a tumbler, few water droplets appear at the outer surface of the tumbler. That is due to? That is due to what?
Sir, I did not understand.
Question is that when ice water is poured in a tumbler, एक tumbler है हमारे पास, okay, then we pour some ice water in it, where that is very cold water. Okay, so then I get to see that at the outer surface of the tumbler now, some water droplets accumulates. मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ यहाँ पर मुझे देखने को मिलता है some water droplet accumulates. Even when you were to take out a water bottle out of the refrigerator and you put it on a table, so there you get to see that at the outer surface of the water bottle, water droplets starts forming. Why is it so? Because I know that in the atmosphere, water is present almost every time, but in a very lesser amount of one, very lesser amount, right? And I know that water vapor converts to water when temperature is very low. So when the water vapor around this tumbler comes in contact with the surface of the tumbler, so thereby water vapor starts converting into water droplets and it accumulates over the tumbler. So that is obviously due to the process of condensation now, right? Hope you got it. And then look at option number C, sublimation. Remember moments ago I told you like there are some materials that without going into the liquid state, it directly evaporates. Normally हम क्या पढ़ते हैं? Like for example, ice converts it into liquid water first. And then if you heat the liquid water, now it will convert it into steam. That is water vapor. But कुछ materials हमारे पास है, for example, a phenolphthalein ball. You might have seen phenolphthalein ball, like you might have seen your grandmother or your mother put it under the clothes. Okay, that is stacked in the almirah. So you might have seen that it is put in the corner of the almirah or in the clothes in order to kill the moths, in order to prevent the clothes from catching funguses or keep the insects away. That is phenolphthalein, and you will never see like the phenolphthalein converts it into liquid. It directly evaporates over a slow period of time. So that process of direct conversion of a material from solid to liquid to gaseous state is called as sublimation. You will be studying that in higher classes, so no need to worry too much about it. Okay, so that is clear, and then you have got the NCERT exercise. See if you have any doubt in the questions given here. Have a look at it. Okay, so if there's any question, please do ask me, or if not, the questions you will be solving as part of assignment. Yes, Abu. Are there any questions from this? Have a look at it. Take your time. What is the answer of option number B? Yes, what is the answer of this one? Option number B. Hello. Abu, I can't hear a single word from your side. Yes.
Sir,
Mhm. Option number B.
sir, I know the answer, but I forgot the name.
Forgot the name. Okay, let me give you options. Evaporation, condensation.
Yes, sir, condensation.
Condensation, obviously. Ashok, look at option number A of this question. Question number 3, option number A. Is that true or false? Yes,
False. False.
obviously false. Okay, next. Water evaporates into air from oceans, rivers, and lakes, but not from the soil. Is that also true or false? Is that false or true? Yes,
False.
false, obviously, because from soil also evaporation takes place, right? Okay, so like this, do make sure you solve all the questions from it. Okay.